for it.
All right, cool. All right, so guys, there's the top people. So what I've done is in terms of everybody, so I've given points for the first day. That was easy. The trivia questions, the picture questions, that was funny. Fiken was at one point, I was laughing so hard today because now I'm going back and looking at all these comments, right? And it's like, oh, I was robbed. No, I had it. Don't worry, I gave you the points. I saw it. You were robbed. So I've given points, even though in the moment on the night, it might not, but I've given points to where it should be. And so I've added up all of those and I said, okay, great. Let's then say who are the top 6 people, because I think after that, the next person has like half the points. So let's bring in the top 6 people here tonight and we can then learn a little bit about you guys. And I'll ask some questions, and then based on your answers, we will then choose a winner from there. Well, we will vote. So the participants that's there will then vote, and they will say how many points they give you for your answers, your complete answers. So there's four questions, and they will then, based on how much they enjoy your answers, they will give you a score between 0 and 10, and then I will add that to your score that I've calculated already, and then I will announce the winner. So you guys okay with that? You understand the rules?
Yes, we do.
All right.
All right. Cool. So the top 6 people.
So the Game Master,
Yes.
I just wanted to say that you lost some participants, and there are some participants who have sneaked in.
Oh, really?
Are you just...
Who's Wowie Peter?
Yeah.
Who's that?
So we've got the people that are not on your list. It's Maggie,
Yes.
and Paul, right? But you already have 2 positions that you don't have. So as the Game Master, are you stamping them in as finalists as well by default, virtue of numbers?
Yo.
I believe you heard that.
But then how are you going to do the voting?
Paul is Fiken Enterprises.
Are you representing Fiken, really?
No, I am Fiken Enterprises. It's my company.
Oh, okay.
Are you for real?
I'm for real.
Okay.
My daughter's name is Philly Johnny.
Okay.
So I've been having a lot of giggles all the time for TJ not being able to say Fiken. And yeah.
Meanwhile, it's you. We don't say anything. See. Minus the points for you.
I'm like, I've seen this page before. I've seen this name before. I'm just checking on your emails now, and I'm seeing it's bloody you.
Okay. All right. So
So it's just
people, the top 6 people in no particular order is
right.
Fiken, obviously, and Buchle, Mlefe, Stevens, Spices. Who's Spices Happy Mash? And Chris. Do we have Spices?
Spices is me. Spices is me. I don't know what name does it show there, but I joined direct from Zoom, not from Facebook.
Who's speaking now?
It is Spices.
What's your real name?
From now on, I am Sugar. All right.
My real name is Mpo.
Mpo.
Yeah.
Oh.
From what is Spices?
But I like Spices. Okay, I'm just going to call you Spices, ne?
Good.
Use the Spices by any chance?
Spices Happy Mash. I just
We
like
can't hear you.
But now, okay, all right. When I add up the numbers, I'll check that out. All right, cool. So then we actually have everybody yet. Yeah, so that's super, super, super awesome. Yay! All right, so we're going to start with the questions, okay? And we'll start it off easy, okay? So each one of you, I think, obviously we know you, but seems like we thought we knew Paul better than we do because we forgot his enterprises. So just do it. So I want to try and keep this to about an hour or so. So you've got 2 minutes per question. So you have to quickly tell us who you are and your business and what your business does. And one funny fact about yourself that very few people know. The funnier, the more points I'll give. Or interesting. Interesting. It doesn't have to be funny. It can be an interesting fact about you. Okay, let's start with Mlefi, which is your khotso.
That's correct. That's fine. Hi, guys. So obviously, as Ret has already mentioned, my name is Hotso.
Wait. We need to time you first.
Oh, has the timer not begun?
Right, you can go.
Yeah, so the name is Hotso, surname Mulefi. I'm a 28-year-old gentleman, mid-range. By profession, I'm an industrial psychologist for one of the state-owned entities. And I've recently, obviously, started embarking on my property investment journey. I registered a company by the name of OD Academy. That stands for Organizational Development Academy around 2016. And from around that period up to quite recent, I didn't really, pick up in terms of traction. I spent about 2 years learning, acquiring knowledge in terms of investment. And I think one thing that really, sealed it for me was I was listening to the M5 podcast with Torah, and I think it was the very first episode where he had an individual by the name of Tandi Sizu. And that particular episode sealed it for me. And obviously, having listened to the rest of the podcast, acquiring knowledge, I am happy to say that I have recently acquired my first property. That is in Rustenburg. It's a guest house, 9-bedroom guest house, which I've recently converted into student accommodation. But I've still decided to keep that guest house flavor. So it's month to month rentals. But I still have that guest house flavor where, the guys wake up in the morning, they serve breakfast, or they serve supper or dinner late at night. So that's the first one that I've just recently sealed, and I'm already on to my second one now. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Well done. You still have 10 seconds.
Quickly for a funny
Something interesting about myself. I'm actually telephobic, so I actually hate speaking over the phone. It's a fear of being over the phone.
What?
That's the interesting fear about me.
How did you date then?
I prefer.
Okay, good stuff. Well done. Well done on your journey. Your journey is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, PJ.
You are Pretoria based and you invest in
Midrand.
Rustenburg.
I'm in Midrand and the property is in Rustenburg.
Wow.
For your first one, man, you've got, if Reta and Maggie was not here, I'd have said you've got balls, man. Yeah.
I've lived there before, so I kind of knew the area, knew the background, and I still have people in that side of the world. So it made it a bit easier for me, yeah.
All right, cool. Nice. Well done.
And I mean, there's nothing left in Joburg. I mean, TJ is buying everything.
That's not true. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
I got my timer on.
Who's next? Who's
The,
next? Let's
the
do.
game master, are you marking the
I am. I'm
the
scoring it as we
results?
go along. Okay, let's quickly do Bookle.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bridget Mutibedi. I just recently changed my surname. However, I've been married for a few years. I'm based in North Riding, and I'm a project manager for an IT company. It's a US-based company. So I've just recently deal in the whole coronavirus situation. So after the week training that you gave us, the boot camp, decided it was time for me to get my first property deal and stop procrastinating. And one interesting thing about me is I've spent 4 years abroad in Holland, working for and because of the language barrier, so I got lost in Poland. I thought that was the end for me. And another thing, I've been to 6 other countries. So I've been in Germany, Poland, Doha, Azerbaijan, France, and Spain. The other thing is I've just missed the corona in Spain. So I was there in December, came back December, I think the 15th, around the 15th. So I just missed corona. So I did not bring it in South Africa.
But you actually met Corona. Oh, that is so cool. I met him, but I didn't bring him back. I didn't date him. I like that. It's funny.
Nice. Well done on your proper accusation. What is it?
It's a bachelor that I just bought, and
Okay.
I think you remember on the training that you were giving, I kept on asking, give me your three top negotiating tips. I'm busy with a deal, so he gave me a few, but not all of those. So I actually bought it for less than the asking price. So thank you on that one. Yeah.
Good. Well done. Meet your other travel partner there, Paul Adams. He also likes globetrotting. More in the Asian countries than in your
Don't give away
European
his
country.
thing. He can do it himself. What's wrong with you?
I didn't know that he was going to talk about that. You can talk about anything
You. I'm here to score
else.
for the people. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So let's do Paul next, seeing that TJ has now already given away some of his things.
Spill the beans.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Adams. I run a company, a very small company called Feakin Enterprises. Feakin Good. So Feakin Enterprises. The company is less than 12 months old. I'm running it with my wife, and my 2 daughters has joined the company very recently, are 18 and 13. My 18-year-old is named Phoenix, and my 13-year-old is named Channing. Hence the name Feakin. It's just the 4 letters of their names that we put together. Just like Boothler, I absolutely love traveling as well, and I've spent about 6 years in China. I left China the beginning 19, then spent some time in Dubai, and then come back to Africa. So next week, what's it today? The 8th, 9th, the 10th. I'll be exactly a year. I'll be back in South Africa. Ironically, Boothler, I didn't know about what's the place's name? Azerbaijan. I've also visited that place. I didn't even know it existed, but fantastic place. Feakin, or should I talk about Feakin or myself? Anyway, so Feakin is buying. We're focusing basically on rental properties. Thus far, we've got 1 property, and we've just sold that property. Well, Paul sold that property to Feakin. And again, also a strategy that I've learned from the likes of M5 Property Addicts. I knew nothing about refinancing, or you could basically sell a property from yourself to another entity, in this case, company. So again, had no idea that's possible. So thank you very much for sharing that type of advice. And unfortunately, lockdown happened. I see I've got 19 seconds. Lockdown happened, and that deal is still pending. It's ready for lodging, and just COCs outstanding. Funny thing about these, as you can hear, I am an introvert, so even just this visual thing is making me very nervous. So I'm done.
Well done.
I know how you feel.
I'm sweating, guys. I'm literally sweating. Oh.
Okay.
Don't worry, Paul. I used to be like you back in the days. I understand.
And he claims
You-
he
you
read
can-
a book and it all disappeared. I don't believe that for a minute, but okay.
You can consult Koto there just to get your emotions down. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just mention everyone is naked, Paul. It usually works.
It doesn't work for me.
Good.
All right, cool. So let's do Stevens.
Yeah, all right. Okay, good people. My name is Steven Smolai, based in Centurion. Married to my lovely wife, Lena, and we recently got blessed with a baby boy. My God, yes, Lord.
I thought so. Well done.
2 months now. So basically, by profession, I'm a civil engineer. Working for a government entity. Basically, what I do, two companies, property vendees, which deals with flips. My wife takes care of that. And myself, Mula Investment Holdings, looking at buy-to-let and multi-let. So currently pursuing 3 block of flats. Actually, recently just sent it OTPs, so I'm hoping for a positive response. So basically, yeah, man. For the past year, for me and my wife, it's been a learning, engulfing ourselves in education, property education. We've been through some training, coaching, and it's been amazing. And with the knowledge that we've got, awesome stuff. So yeah, man, that's me in a nutshell. My funny traits. My interest in facts. People say I laugh too loud. So actually, I'm a crazy persona whereby I can, it's like when I laugh, people will say, hey, what else are you making noise? So yeah, man, that's me in a nutshell. So yeah.
So give us a sample.
What?
Give us a sample of that laugh of yours.
That's enough.
Hey guys, I don't wanna, the baby's trying to sleep now, guys, you know. We've been struggling to put him to sleep during the day, so at least my wife, she's trying now to put him to sleep. So let me not laugh too loud tonight, okay? Is that okay?
So I was with Rita at one point, and I did say to someone that they were pregnant and they were not. And Rita said to me, you must never say to a woman that she's pregnant, even if she's highly pregnant. Don't say that. And then I remember actually when I met Stevens at the property buy show, I think,
Yeah.
the Joburg one. Your wife looked pregnant, and I wanted to say congratulations, but then I remembered what Rita said, and I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to say anything.
No, you were right, man. You were right.
Good. Okay, congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool. So who do we have next? Spices. Let's do Spices. Spices, who is Mpo.
Yes, hey, this thing, hey, hello everyone. Hey, this
Hello.
thing not difficult than I expect. So it reminds me of high school where you used to do anything in front of the
That's exactly that, bruh.
But we can't even see you, so it's
We'll
not so
sit
bad.
there at the back.
Luckily, we don't see you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, lucky me. Hey. Yeah, my name is Mpo. Actually, I'm from Pumala, in a town called Wheatbank. So I was staying there, and then I bought the property in town there. So it was a multi-let. I'm renting it out. Six or seven rooms. So I'm renting out, and currently I'm staying in Cape Town. I just moved here last year, September, due to work. So if you see your lights are going off, then you must consult me. I'm the one who's responsible for the light there. So yeah, and I saw on the M5 Facebook page that they have a property in Atlantis. I think they're renting it out for West Coast College or something like that.
Yeah.
So I went close to that building actually. But I haven't seen the building, just I'm working close to the area. And the name spices actually came from, I don't sell any spice. I don't like spices anyway. So the name came from my grandfather actually. He had a tech shop, and then he was selling Zimba chips. And then when people come to buy, and he was explain to them, no, this one has spices. This one is not like the last week one. This one has more spice or nicer spice. So when they come to my grandfather's place to buy, they'll say, no, we are going to spices. That's how I inherited the name actually, spices. So when they see us, they'll say, no, that kid from spices. See? So yeah, that's me.
Nice, nice. Good.
And the 22nd that I'm having, then I can donate it to charity, must give back to the community, guys.
Someone have learned the art of charity, eh?
Yeah, I think that donation. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
and then the last one,
good.
Chris.
Go. Finally, my turn. Wow. So difficult to do this thing. I never thought it was this easy. My name is Chris McKenna. I'm based in Rosdal. A lot of people, they used to ask me, where are you based? I never used to have an answer for them because I'm from everywhere. I was born in Mamelodi, and then I stayed in Joburg. I stayed in St. Chron, stayed in Midrand. I was working for Road Accident Fund. I quit my job last year, December. I was a system engineer at Road Accident Fund in the IT industry. So I'm married since 2012 with two beautiful kids. The small one, a girl, is very energetic. She doesn't sleep until 2 a.m. Every day I'm struggling. Guys, having kids is never an easy job. It's a full-time job on its own. So I've been married since 2013. For the last 5 months, ever since I got married, I was in a long-distance marriage, if you want to call it that way. My wife was staying in Groblersdal and I was staying in Pretoria. Wow. So I've been traveling for the last 7 years.
You're on honeymoon?
Yeah, now I'm in honeymoon. My honeymoon only started 5 months ago. So yeah. So my wife acquired a franchise, a basic computer training franchise in 2014. She's been running it this side in Groblersdal. We are passionate about empowering other people. So what we did was, we did a project with primary schools where we taught young kids how to use computers. We donated computers to a couple of schools, and then we were charging them about $70 a student. That project was going well until last year, until politics got involved. So we registered a company called CK Projects. We are currently renting one commercial property in Groblersdal, and then we also have another house that we are renting out in Groblersdal. We're also running a student accommodation in our own house. Because what happened, how this started about, my wife was staying in this house. We bought a house in Groblersdal, a 5-bedroom house. She was staying alone. So how the idea of property was born, I think she got scared along the way, and we decided, you know what, let's get the students into this house. Let's let this house pay for itself. I mean, you are staying here alone. It's a good opportunity. There's a demand here in Groblersdal for student accommodation. So we both agreed on it, and that's how we started the student accommodation in our own house. You know, and it's
For
been going
that,
for
you're
4 years
getting
now.
points just for that, because that is like crazy.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you. And the thing about me, I'm allergic to carrots, I'm allergic to butter, I'm allergic to apple. I don't eat those things. You know,
Apple.
that's one thing people find strange when I tell them, and they don't believe it. You know, I get so sick.
Carrots, flip, man.
Yeah, carrots, apple, and butter. I don't come near those things
One
at
apple
all.
a day tells that it makes doctors away.
But the funny part is that I have a better version than a lot of people that are eating carrots. So thumbs up to that. And another thing is I'm a big time fisherman as well around the Groblersdal Marble Hall area. In a nutshell, me.
So you got that
All
failure
right.
thing, the lures thing.
Yes, I was trying to shout it out loud, but you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, you see, fishermen. All right, guys.
Interesting. Well done.
Well done, guys.
you.
I think this is actually quite awesome to hear everybody's stories. So that is really cool. So the next question is going to be easy, and I'll just want to know, what is the best 3 things from all of this whole week? What is the best 3 things that you have learned? So I won't start with Khotso again, because shame, we'll give him some time to think there. Because he had to go first the last time. So let's do Paul.
Unmute. I think firstly for me was the cash flow game. I've bought the game just before lockdown, funny enough, but I didn't play it with my family, and now I'm more hooked on the online game. Because I can play it alone when I want to, and I'm probably spend about 4 hours today playing the game. So that's the one thing, is learn the game, and from the game, I think I've learned such a lot of things. Just real life lessons, stuff that happened to me. So because of the game for me, I think that's the one thing. And ideas that flowed because of these 5 days. So now I have more ideas of what I actually want to do with the business. It's becoming clearer. There was a lot of ideas, but I think just being in this space, just meeting different people, looking at different answers, has given me a clearer idea of what I actually want to do with the business. And then I think the other big thing for me was, what was it? A cover bond. I never knew about a cover bond, to be quite honest. And I've now learned that, had I known that little piece of information, it probably could have helped me a little bit with a deal that I'm in right now, because I would have asked better questions and secured myself a little bit better with a deal. So personally, I think that small piece of information called a cover bond was one of the biggest goals.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Paul. Awesome. Those were 3 really good lessons. All right, cool. Let's do Bukle next.
Thank you. So the 3 top things for me that I've learned in this training is, the first one is that students want a caring environment. I never really thought of it that way before. I always thought they wanted a place that's safe. But it also makes sense when you say a caring environment. For example, when one of your students to help them, it goes a long way. They also be able to tell their friends and family. That's also bringing you business. However, it was not the intention. We're trying to help. So that for me just stood out. And the second thing, the Wi-Fi for student accommodation, that is one of the biggest things. And I think for me also being in IT, it could be one of the things that I could include when going forward into student accommodations as a plus, because I get out. So that's good for me, my business. And I think it would also go a long way. Since when I was in varsity, I was renting out a whole flat, and my bursary used to pay for the whole flat, and I would rent out the individual rooms. And that was money for me to go shopping. And the last thing for me is I wasted probably a year trying to wait for the right time for me to buy my first property for investment. Through the free training that you gave us for a week, and this week also, I got the courage for me to just get started. So I signed my deal early this week. So that's in the process, and I just want to say thank you for the push and all the information that you were teaching us throughout. It's gonna change my life, definitely. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Botland. Well done.
well done. Awesome. All right, then the next one, let's do.
Because Rena, she was about to kind there, you know. Like,
I was gonna say, Khotso, can you chat, or should I first do someone else? Are you cool to go?
Go for it. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
I think she's just falling asleep now, so that's why she just wants to be held.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think for me, you know, a few things that you know popped out. I think the first one was around, you know, ensuring that you have sufficient security in place when pursuing a deal. You know, and when I look back at my deal specifically, you know, that wasn't something that I initially had, and that's why that concept of, you know, cover bond, when that was positioned for me, like, you know, I immediately went in and I read up about it, and I think that's a wonderful concept. It's a definite must-have, because I think from a risk management perspective, that is quite crucial in pursuing deals. So that was a bit of a mishap there, where, you know, a limited amount of knowledge could have had, you know, massive repercussions. Luckily, I came out unscathed. So that was the one. And I think the other was around, you know, the concept of gentrification. You know, even though it has to be a very controversial construct or topic, you know, I think the potential in it is quite, there's a lot of potential for it, especially when one looks at, you know, our country per se, where, you know, one can work on, you know, increasing and enhancing the values of specific areas as well. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, which a lot of property investors have not necessarily tapped into. One other thing which was very interesting was around finding private money. So for my first deal, I used my own money, and then I got a bond from the bank. So with the one that I'm currently pursuing now, I was struggling a bit in terms of those closing costs. And immediately after, I remember, and funny enough, they actually had the money there. So I think that was quite an eye-opener for me as well, to say, you know what, sometimes start with the people, you know, the people closest to you. Those are usually the people that will succeed the most. So luckily that went quite well. And I think, you know, had it not been for that, then I probably would have never gotten to asking them. I probably might have even, you know, just kept on struggling by myself, trying to raise the funding in an alternative way. So I think that's the one thing that you know, spoke to me to a large extent. I think I've mentioned 3. And then, yeah, I think just to add a little echo on was around the game itself. You know, I think when you guys were playing, I actually decided to join one of the other rooms that didn't have a password. And I think in the first couple of tries, I actually had three babies, you know, and even then, I still successfully managed to leave the rat race. So I think, you know, what I learned there is that no matter the circumstances, I think if you've got a plan and you put that plan in motion and it's a solid plan, you know, there's always a way to make it happen. So that's the one thing I learned from the game per se.
I just love the fact that you said, no, stuff this, you're going to do it anyway, and you played with them. I'm like very proud of you on that. Other people would have just said, well, whatever, next time. So that was awesome. All right, then who do we need? So I've got Chris. We won't make you wait till the very last again this time.
Yeah, no, this time I see you gave me a pass. Thank you. The first thing that I've learned, I think for me, networking, I think with like-minded people, you know, I've been into the conference of the ever experience, the whole session. I've been into this game, and you know, I am just seeing the power, you know, of hanging around, you know, the like-minded people. You know, it's giving you encouragement. It's somehow unlocking some ideas in your brain. You know, it's somehow giving you confidence into going into property to say that, you know, whatever that you're doing is not a mistake. There are people that are out there that are making it, that are killing it. And this is just encouraging us. Thank you so much, guys, for that. I really appreciate it. And then another thing, thank you, DJ. Today I got my copy. It arrived today. This is one thing that I've learned in this group, you know, reading, power, right there. You know, I got my copy today, hopefully. TJ, maybe just to say another thing on that, I really need a book. I'm an old-fashioned type of a guy, so I don't know if it's okay with you if I can wait for the hard copy. You know, I don't like staying in front of the screen, you know, for quite a long time. I've been in IT for all my life, so I try to avoid being on the screen most of the time. So yeah, reading, guys. That's knowledge. That's empowering yourself. You know, you can learn so much out of these books. They don't only include stuff about property. You know, they cover the whole spectrum from, you know, personal management, financial management, emotional management, how to game. You know, this is reading is power. Thank you guys so much for that. And then the last thing, I finally stopped procrastinating, you know, in December when I quit my job, because I realized that, you know what, when I'm in my work, I can never start because, you know, the focus is limited. I always have one foot in the work environment. I have one foot into the business. And, you know, the weight, it lies around environment because there's salary security, financial security on that side. So now when I jump over to, you know, being by myself, I have no choice but to swim. So I got to do this. Right now, you know, I've been looking at a couple of deals. I want to buy property now. Unfortunately, this COVID-19, it makes it difficult because, you know, I can look at the property online and buy it online. I have to be there to look at the conditions of the property, to look at the conditions of the complex, because those are the key elements. I think it's one of the things that we're missing out in most of our investments. You know, you look at the condition of the inside of the property, but we forget to look at the outside, because that's where your value is. That's where your levies are going. If the value outside is not appreciating, is not lucrative, is not appealing, basically your property is at risk. You know, that's one of the things that I've learned through these sessions, M5. Thank you guys so much. That's it from me.
Stevens, what do we call people like Chris when they're going like this? Preach, preach, preach. You're on a roll, man. You're on a roll.
Thank you.
I receive, please.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
And then Stevens, go for it.
Yes. Wow. Okay, guys, let me first start by saying, I think one of the thing, I think in the most generic terms is that the heart that TJ and Rita have, you know, giving your time to us to learn. I think for me, that is the most number one thing that is that is standing at the peak to say, you guys giving up your time to teach us and giving us insight. I think for me, it's really touching and blessing and aspiring. And I just want to say thank you, guys. I think you guys are playing a pivotal role in my life personally. So I just want to say thank you, and may God richly bless you in that regard. Yeah, man. I think it's because of that I've invested some time also in learning, and again, the way you guys are doing student accommodation and the quality that you guys bring. I was like, you see, I have role models. So I'm happy to say you guys are my role models when it comes to property, man. All right. Yeah, I think
Okay,
let me come
you know I can be bored. This whole
let me come down. Let me come down. Let me come down. And again, I think also one thing that I learned, especially in property, especially working with investors, the trivia nights that, what are those things that investors, if you're looking for private funding, what are that they're looking for? They look for security, that their money isn't going to be secured. So those things really help one to really structure your proposal in terms of now how are you going to send your deal or proposal to the investor. So that one really stuck out for me. So yeah, man. And again, cash flow game, man. Yo, interesting, being the first time playing this game, and very, very, very interesting stuff that one can really apply in life. And coming out to win the game, alone, and to meet the guys here. So awesome stuff, man. I think it really
You just had to rub that in.
I'm just saying, like, it really teaches us stuff that we can really apply in life. It's a very vital game. My baby's growing, so I think I'm gonna get him a Cashflow game also. Then we're gonna play as a family. So yeah, man, I think those are the things that stuck out for me this week. So big ups to you guys. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you. And then the last one, but not the least, Spices. Mr. Spice. Hello. There we go.
Hello. Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, what I learned actually, it was the stock fell.
Hello? Did you cut off, or was it me?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, are you back now? You're on mute. Okay, let's unmute him. No. Boy, you need to unmute on your side. Looks like Mpo's been
Hello?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I learned out of this game and discussing with everyone here, the first thing is education. Educate yourself around whatever you want to do, is business or career-wise. Whatever field you are in, you must educate yourself, get knowledge, get updated with new information. In that, like it was a bond insurance, something like that. It was for the first time actually I heard about it. So something that we must educate ourselves on it. And the other thing is, when we started the game, it was different people with different amount when they start and different career path, I would say. But even a simple person like the one who was maybe a secretary, the income was low, but you managed to get out of the red race. But people who, like, I remember TJ was a doctor, but he struggled to come out, and he was earning a lot of money.
Hey, calm down.
So it doesn't matter where you're from or your situation, but if you have a concrete vision and goal, you just have to go for it. It's not that much you make, but it's how much you can make out of what you make. And the other thing is the money part. Actually, most of the failures that we have is not about the money, it's a lack of plan. The reason why I'm saying that is that I can't remember who, but on the game he has higher money, but to get the deals to get out, it was difficult for that person. And in reality, it reminds me of the Stockfell that we have. We have a Stockfell, and when we started the Stockfell, I think 2 years back, and the goal was to buy property and rent them out and stuff like that. We have the money, but we don't have the plan, concrete plan to say, with this money, let's go this or let's do this. Every time when we come up with ideas, they just crash. Someone's going to pull this way, someone's going to pull this way, someone's going to give you a negative without solution, actually. So we currently have the money, but we don't know what to do with it. So that teaches me that even if you have money, but if you don't have a plan, stuck actually. And I want to say to Chris, it takes a lot of guts to quit your job. But what I've realized is that most of the people who get successful in business, in any business, is the full-time business people. Those who are there full-time than the ones who are working. Even though when you are working, sometimes it gives you an advantage maybe to have salary and boost the business, but in terms of focus and pushing forward, the people who are in full-time in business, they're the one who are highly get the success. Actually, do or die for them. But if you are working and you're doing business, you still have that thing, I'll get my salary at the end of the day or what. And you neglect the business. And in business, there's costs that are involved. So at the end of the day, you end up losing money there. So yeah, and TJ, I also believe in hard copy, man. I'm waiting for my hard copy because there was a saying that I can't remember which book they read, but they say, if you're talking to a man, or if a man says something, then you must first look at his library, and from there you can judge, say, okay, this person is telling me something. So without hard copy, I'm afraid,
Just
man,
know
I need
that,
that hard
TJ,
copy.
no pressure, but you will be judged.
So if they judge me, I just want to show, no, this one is from TJ. And so this guy was saying this and this and this. So yeah, that's it for me. So, but yeah, the game, I played the game before on my phone. I downloaded the game, so I'm playing it. I downloaded it from App Store. So I've been playing, though I'm not that good with it. I'm still learning also, but I wasn't new actually at the time that we started playing this year. I played it before. So yeah, that's my story.
Okay, awesome.
And the other thing, yes, the numbers, running the numbers and making sure that when you go to the deal, you know the contracts and all those stuff. Because The property that I bought in Pumalanga, you won't believe that it took me a year to acquire that property. And because of the rules, the spluma, and everything was, the paperwork and everything was signed and money were paid, but occupy that property because of there was some building that needs to be broken down to get the certificates from municipality. So it was delay after delay. So before you buy those properties, so please make sure that you have, or the seller, or you inquire about all the necessary certificates that are needed. Okay, yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Guys, so I think everybody has answered these 2 questions now. So I'm just going to do the last one, and you have 1 minute. I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it, and then I'm going to start, okay? But you've got 1 minute to tell us, okay? Basically, your review of the game. But here's the tricky bit. It is a bit tricky. You have to give us your review of the game in the form of a pudding. Was it like jelly? Was it like chocolate cake? Was it a cheesecake? What was it and why? But you only have 1 minute to tell us what pudding this game was and why it was like that pudding. And that's it. After that, I'm adding up the scores. We can have Maggie is here, and Maggie has been here all the time. So I think that Maggie does get to vote, so she can give points for every person on the chat. She can give points. I will add that to your score, and then after that, I'll give you guys. I'm just going to need a couple of minutes just to add all the points up. And then we are rocking and rolling, and we will be announcing the winners. Okay, cool. I've spoken now for 30 seconds, so you guys have time to think about a pudding. It is a bit difficult, I know, but we're going to do it anyway. So let's go. Let's start with Paul.
Unmute. There we go. All right. Minute starting now. Creme brulee. So creme brulee is hard little bits of sweetness, and that sweetness happens because of the heat. It uses a blowtorch to like cause this heat, and in order to get through, you need to break that thickness. And that reminded me of breaking through a barrier, basically. So playing this game, you need to break through, you need to persist. And then when you get past that little hard bits, that sugary bits, it's that soft, sweet, gooey feeling in your mouth. And the game, basically, that reminded me of at the end, when you reach, it's hard, property is not easy, but when you break through those barriers, that hard bits, you're going to taste that sweetness, that soft, and that lingers on forever.
Okay, thank you. Now I want to eat
creme brulee. Creme brulee. That's it, creme brulee.
Wow, that was deep, man. Deep. I didn't expect any answers this deep. So, guys, your standard has been set. Who's next? Let's do Stevens.
Okay, let me understand your question. We're describing the game.
Yeah,
like,
in the form of a pudding.
In the form of a pudding.
Yes. And it's all guys here. And Buchli, I hope that you're ready, ne? This is a girl question.
Yo.
And a Paul question, apparently.
Yeah, no, this is a girl question. No, it's a girl question, I must say. I must say, okay, no, the game, I would say it's a chocolate, white chocolate pudding. I think for me, it's more that after you get out of that red race, you know, you get to enjoy the sweetness of life. And so when I think about sweetness, I'm thinking about chocolate. I think of the chocolate pudding to say, you know what, on the first track, things are sweet. You don't have to, you don't stress. You see, when you eat chocolate pudding, there's no stress there, man. So for me, I would say, get on that first track, enjoy your chocolate pudding, and enjoy the sweetness that life has to offer. So for me, chocolate pudding is the way. The way.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
No, that's me. That's how I would describe it.
Now the bar is high. The bar is high.
The bar has been set, I tell you. Buchlik, go for it.
That was a tough one. So for me, I would say the game was a Christmas pudding. Reason being, because what I've learned on the game is that you need to diversify your, as you're buying shares, as you're buying your properties. So basically, if you look at a Christmas pudding, there's a lot of mixtures in there. There's your dry fruits. And for me, that relates to the hard times when you're playing in the game, when you're starving, there's droughts, and then you're getting kids, like 3 kids on the game, and you're like, don't have any money, but life needs to still go on. And then there's also some spices, as that's when you start getting some deals, a bit, those shares for $1 and $5. That's when you're getting spices in your life, and you're starting to see that things come down. And the most important part, is when you're out of the red race. That's the part where it comes in the alcohol in the Christmas pudding. When everything is just flowing so good, you have the cash that you need, and your investment are bringing you cash, and you hit the dice 3 times, and you pass the payday multiple times, and you get to reach your dream. And you know that the Christmas pudding is the most important part of Christmas, and it actually lasts quite a long time. So that's what happens with the game. I've been playing it now. I've been winning all the time. So that's the Christmas pudding for me, guys.
Oh, well done. Well done. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, Khotso, let's see.
Yeah. So for me, how I describe it, I'd use carrot cake.
Carrot.
You know that feeling of carrot cake when it's fresh, it's soft, it's sweet, and it's moist. You just take that bite, you get to nibble onto those carrot pieces. So almost to a large extent like the game, in the sense that carrot cake it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. Usually having it for the first time, you might not like it, but I think as and when you keep having it, it turns into quite a delight. And the same applies to the game. When you start out in the game, you'll experience a couple of challenges here and there. You'll get a couple of babies. You'll get a couple of crappy deals. But as in you continue contributing and playing, it becomes something that is acquired. You obtain knowledge, and yeah, you start liking it. That's the reality of it. But then again, when you look at carrot cake in comparison to a lot of other puddings and chocolates out there, when you look at the amount of ingredients that go into making a wonderful carrot cake, there's actually quite a lot of ingredients there. You're looking at sugar, flour, cream cheese, the carrots, as well as your icing. So that's quite a lot. And I think when one looks at the game and property investment as a whole as well, it is important to understand all of these constructs, and ensure that by putting them together, you're then able to then be leaving the rat race and then winning in the fast lane as well. And that also applies within the property space. You've got your knowledge, you have knowledge relating to your financing, you have knowledge relating to acquiring deals, you've got your coach, And when you put all of that together, you come up with a wonderful end product, which is the carrot cake for me.
All right, so awesome. So spices, I'm just gonna have to keep calling you spices. It's just so cool. So tell us, what spicy cake do you have in mind for us?
It's a difficult one. No, I eat puddings, but I never ask questions, so I just eat them. So I don't know what flavors they go behind those things. So I'll go with cheese something. But there's a cheese in between. So for the reason for the cheese is when we start, we're all in the red race. So that meaning that we were rats actually trapped in the cheese. So you shouldn't focus on the cheese in hand. So focus on a bigger picture. There's a bigger life out of your small cheese that you are having. Like it can be your income, maybe from work or from side hustle or whatever you are doing to get your cheese. But you must focus on a bigger picture, living the dream outside the red race. And the best thing about the can live other people's dream. I mean, Rita was good in that. So yeah, for me, it's that.
I'm really good at living other people's dreams. I love that. Cool. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And then the last one, Chris, you had a lot of time to think, so we're expecting big things from you.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of time to think. Yeah, and I'm always last on the race.
Always.
Okay, I'm gonna just I'm just gonna put in a bit of a twist there. My one, I think it goes with the butterscotch pudding cake. My twist is go into the property business. You have to have a mindset to think of what you want at the end. And then I have this picture, of this pudding, beautiful pudding. But for me to get to that pudding, somebody mentioned there's a lot of ingredients, there's a lot of, stuff that you have to put together. It gets a little bit messy before you can even see the picture of what you want, it kind of like portray, whatever vision that you have. You can't expect another person to live your vision. You have to live it. It's you who sees the vision. You can't live over somebody else's vision. So as soon as you have that pudding cake, my struggles is, you need that education to put those ingredients together. You need to learn how much in terms of numbers, the kilograms, the milligrams that you put it into the bowl, produce the right amount, of the taste at the end product. For me, I think it goes with that. They come to the ingredients, the most important part of get knowledge and enjoy the final products before you can start traveling the world, sitting on the beach and all those things, and let the pudding work for you, That's for me.
Pudding work for you.
Yeah.
I like it, guys. I am so impressed with your answers tonight. I must say, I'm absolutely loving it. I don't know who to score what tonight, so I'm going to need just a few minutes to add up everything. And Maggie, if you want to, you can go ahead and give us your score in the chat for everybody, and I'll add that up. So DJ, I don't know if you want to do a quick dance for us over there on your side, or if you want to sing a song, but I'm going to need a few minutes just to add up the scores.
Stephen, sounds like a good idea.
Is it Maggie who's dancing?
No, you.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Maggie who's dancing. All right, cool. Yeah. So I think ultimately, for closing off, I think there gotta be a number one in terms of who's going to win the big prize. And that's just kind of like life, right? And then there's others that are going to be winning at the other prizes. So let's talk about those prizes. What are they? So number one, starting from the bottom, we've got three memberships for the lifetime access. No, 3 months free of the membership area on the M5 Experience, learning portal. That's the first one. So 3 of those. So that's number 654. And then we've got the fourth prize, which will be the third prize, would be a lifetime access onto the same portal, M5 Experience. And then the fifth prize, which is going to be the second prize, is going to be one of the courses. So if you want to do student accommodation, you do student accommodation. You want to do private money, you do private money. Then the sixth prize, which is the big one, whoop, whoop, and that will be the first one, is the mentorship. So the mentorship prize is, as we've got it on our website, it is contact with an individual. You get your 6 sessions, and you get to have everything else that is on the portal. So this is like the big dog. You've got every access to everything. So yeah, those are the prizes that are up for grabs, and I think anyone else more valuable. I'm just thinking when I started off, just getting any one of these would have changed totally my life. But the thing about me and potentially Rita and my wife as well is that when we started off, and when I went to my school was more geared actually on the UK. So a lot of the things that we now talk about, the principles, some of them were the same, but everything was geared on the UK. So they would talk about, this is what you can do in the UK, this is what you can do in the UK. And even though my wife and I, we've got siblings and relatives that are in the UK and things like that, but we knew that we didn't want to go and stay in the UK. So we've entertained having a business in the UK. Yes, we want to, and we're going to get there one of these days. But just the idea of, okay, fine, what I'm learning now, apply it here. And guys, when I left that classroom, I was reverse engineering everything. I was trying to figure out, so when they're talking about refinancing, what does that look like in South Africa? Who does refinancing? And only to realize that it's just different terminologies for some of these things, but otherwise, property in the world is actually universal. It is a structure, it needs a foundation, it needs a roof, it needs windows, tiles, and all of those things. All of those things are universal. So how can all of these terminologies be different? That was my question. Those are the things that I used to ask myself. And I started listening a lot, guys. I don't want to lie to you. I started listening a lot to a lot of guys in the US. And I think the only thing that gravitated me to the US people is that their real estate it's extremely far advanced than ours. So I figured, well, if we were learning about the UK, if US is ahead, I am sure the stuff in the US is more advanced. But then again, my mistake was that I forgot that in the US, New Zealand, those guys, they build houses using wood. It's fast. You can build a house in like 2 weeks. So some of my guys that I was following, right, they would do flips, like 40 flips in a month. And I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong in South Africa? Why can I not get it right? And I'm forgetting that their material is very much different. It's wood, right? So I started putting pressure on myself, like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And somewhere along the lines, I actually realized that whether it is wood, whether it is brick and mortar, the crust of it all is someone has just done 40 projects. So how am I from that person, and why am I not doing it? That was my hunger. And the bug bit, and eventually, you know, the rest is kind of like history in terms of, you know, what we see and what we do now. But the biggest thing for me was like, don't do it on your own, because life is like a stadium. Right now, all of you guys here, you've all learned something. So if we go on the street today, if you are going to speak about the property that you're talking about right now to someone else who's never been here, they're going to say, "Yo, hey, you are rough. What you're talking about, it's deep," right? But you're feeling like, I'm just starting. I just have one property in Rustenburg. Hey, but TJ is buying water. Life is a stadium. There's going to be people on top of us. There's going to be people on the same level with us. And there's always going to be people at the bottom, you know? But what I realize is, and this is the thing that we like now to do in M5 Property Addicts is, and it's a movement that we are of the firm belief that we can raise a different type of individuals that want to do it, irrespective of race, color, gender, and people who are just wanting to learn and teach, right? So you learn. As you learn, the three things that will happen to you: you learn, you apply, you grow. As you do that, you pull others. And I think together in a community like that, growing such a community like that, sometimes when I visualize that community in 5 years or even in 2 years, it's powerful. Like just the people on this call right now. If ever you're to get stuck on a deal or something else, can you just highlight someone right here? Whether if they are to joggle your mind or to give you a direction. I mean, like right now, I'm thinking Rustenburg. I don't have to start in Rustenburg. I'm not a newbie in Rustenburg. I just need to call on Koto. Koto, I'm going to Rustenburg. Can I pitch up? How does it work? In Cape Town, I don't need to know Cape Town. I got Paul there, right? And for me, that's the power of putting such connect to experience. I can easily do what I enjoy doing at my house. I mean, I got 1 or 2 deals with Paul going, and Paul he's ahead of it. And if I think of it, why is it looking like I told you when you do that, you look like you know, what do you call that lady there that does the boliki? Don't do that.
It's a what? A fortune teller. I'm telling the fortune
teller. Yeah, you look like you're some concussion. All right, are you done there? Should I wrap up?
Yeah, wrap up. I've got a tie for 3rd place, so I'm a little bit. I don't know what to do. I don't know how we're gonna decide now.
I thought you got a tie for the 1st place.
No, 1st place is
okay.
It's first place. Second place is 1 point ahead of 3rd place, and there's 2 people at 3rd place. So it was very close, very, very.
I didn't see any Maggie's comments.
Okay, but wrap it up, then we'll continue.
Leave it that way.
Okay. Let's go for it. Tell us, who's number 6?
Oh, you want me to tell? Okay, so we have for number, I'm not going to go like 6, 5, 4, whatever. I'm just going to give.
Or should you all go and you put it on the post?
No. You just email.
Okay.
So can you guys still remember what is it that number 4, 5, and 6 is getting?
3 months, I think. 3 months free onto the membership.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So here we go. So the first one that's getting that is Chris.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you.
And Spices. And now I don't know what to do for
Spices.
Yeah.
Spices. And now I don't know, what do I do with the third one now, the tie? What am I doing? What do you guys want to do? How do we determine who's number 3 now? Because that is now between Stevens and Paul. What are we doing? Do you guys want to vote?
They must just get number 3, both of them.
So we're doing this. We're voting, ne? Democratic Society, okay? So I want, who do we have? We have Khotso, Chris, and Mpo, ne? So I'm going to ask you guys, whose answers was the best? Are you going to vote, or do you want to vote publicly or privately? Because you can only have one vote.
Let's make it private.
No, he wants to do a private vote. Yo.
Yes, let's make it private. These guys, they know where we stay. They're gonna come out.
Okay, we can do a private vote, ne? Just way onto the chat a private message to me, because you couldn't see Maggie's comments, so just way a private message to me.
Oh, Maggie also did a private message to you.
Yeah, so you can't see what point she were giving people. So just hoy me a private message there, and yeah, and then I'll check who's the winner. So, Khotso, hoy a message there, and Chris, and I don't think, do we have a Mpo? Can you also message or not really? Hey, Paul.
We must choose between who and who.
Stevens and Paul.
Paul is voting for himself. I'm joking. Okay, all right. Cool. Okay, cool. We have officially, I can announce who's number 3, and it was a perfectly unanimous vote. We are giving the third prize to Stevens and Paul. So there you go. Well done, guys.
What is that?
What is what? What is the third?
What does that mean then? Oh, okay. So I'm being slow. It's Friday. I'm normally chopping the dope now.
Chopping the dope? I don't think so. Okay, so number 2. Who's getting, okay, so quickly, number 2 is the person, and they can choose what the courses.
So who's left now? Khotso and?
No, who's left is,
Khotso and Putle.
No, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I'm still running on the wrong name here, ne? I'm still running on Molefi here, but it's Khotso. Okay, all right, cool. So it's just Buchle and Khotso left.
Right.
Just the 2 of them. So Number 2 gets the course. Number 1 gets the mentorship.
Right.
So,
We have to vote again.
no, we don't have to vote. There was a clear winner, and I think it was the big difference came into. Where did the biggest difference come in? I'll tell you where it happened.
I have a feeling here. I have a feeling that we've been betrayed.
There's not a huge difference.
Oh.
But it's like 7 points, just 7 questions that could have gone either way, right, to anybody. So the person that's getting the course is Buchle, and then number 1 is Khotso. Khotso had 112 points.
All right.
And Buchle had 105.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Well done,
Thank
my guy.
you.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Thank you for the challenge. I think on Monday you and I were like number 1 and 2.
You had the
Yes.
same points after Monday, by the way. The same points. So, yes.
Cool. So how do they claim their prizes?
How do you claim your prizes? So I think if you guys can send us your email addresses, if we don't have it already, you can just, I'm going to do, so what I need from you, okay, then I'll give you your access. I need your email address, and I need a nice high resolution photo of you, because I want to do a proper nice announcement on Facebook of the winners. And if I have those 2 things, then I will we will give you access on the back end, and we'll send you a link that you can go to access your library with your products in them. All right. So you can email those 2 things to me. So obviously if you email me your photo, I'll have your email address, right? So email me at rieta@m5propertyaddicts.com, and then so email me your photo, and then I will send you your, I don't know if it has login details, yeah, I guess so, but I'll send you the link that you can go in and register with that email address, and you'll have your products in your library. Right, cool. Well done, guys. Well done. I'm so proud of you. You all did awesome.
Thank you.
Tonight. It was really,
Thank
really
you
well.
guys for the opportunity.
Yes, guys. Well done, and fair play.
It was
Have a good
fun.
weekend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Okay, guys, wave everybody, and I want to take a screenshot. Wave.
Cheers.
Okay, cool. Bye.